Hey guys, it's Lex. Today is my 5 days post-op hysterectomy, so I'm just gonna do a little run through of what happened the day of surgery and kind of how my recovery's been going since then. So I had my surgery with Dr. Town at the Kaiser Medical Offices here in San Diego, and Friday, March 20th, I scheduled to check into the hospital at 11 a.m. I wasn't allowed to eat or after midnight. I wasn't allowed to drink after 9 a.m. So I got to the hospital, checked in, waited probably about a half hour after I checked in to get taken back. I got changed into a gown. They showed my fiance where I was going to be at and told her to come back in 30 minutes. During that 30 minutes, I got changed into a gown, gave a urine sample, and they started putting the IV in my hand. I don't normally have issues with needles or giving blood or anything like that. I do remember from top surgery, the hand IV was really painful for me. So I was kind of not looking forward to it, but it's just something that needs to be done. When the nurse got it into my hand, she must have hit like a wall in the valve or something, because it was just going like moving really slowly, and she had to wait for it to get all the way to the end before she could hook up the fluids. And that, in combination with it being a little warm, and I'm already run hot, I got super overheated and nauseous and was like dripping sweat, and I was like, I might be sick, like I feel really bad right now. So she got this little fan thing that like hooked up into a section of the hospital gown, and it like inflated me a little bit, but it cooled the whole gown off. So after I got that fan going, I was feeling a lot better. Right after all of that got taken care of is when Danielle came back and sat with me. So it was probably around 1:30, 2 o'clock. They had to use the OR room that was scheduled for me for an emergency, so I got pushed back, and we actually didn't end up going into surgery until around 3:30 probably. Supposedly, from my knowledge, what Danielle told me, everything went fine, nothing unexpected. I went in and came out of surgery around 5:30. I was in post-op. Danielle came back to see me around 6:30. By 7:30, I was on the other side of the post-op ward. I'd already gone to the restroom in a bedpan, and I felt like I needed to go to the restroom again, so they were helping me get up and go to the restroom while Danielle went to go get the car. And by the time I got out of the restroom, there was a nurse waiting for me with a wheelchair to wheel me out. So my post-op was really rushed, it seemed like. Danielle said that it definitely was. I was in and out of it, so it definitely seemed like it to me, but I wasn't sure if it was just because I was in and out of being coherent or not. Like, I had to hold on to the nurse's shoulder to walk to the bathroom because I was super lightheaded and dizzy from getting up, but I wasn't scheduled or planning on staying the night according to my doctor, so they were just kind of rushing me out of there that night. I was home by 9:30 and took my first Motrin then, because they had given me some Norco in the hospital. So I took my Norco, set an alarm. I was on a rotation of Norco every 6 hours, and then 3 hours after that I was on a rotation of Motrin every 6 hours, and I stayed pretty consistent with that medicine for the first 3 days. On the third day, I was really irritated with being constipated, so I stopped taking my Norco around 1 p.m. on Monday afternoon. And by Tuesday morning, I was able to relieve my constipation, so I was really happy about that. And now I've just been on Motrin every 6 hours since then. I definitely have a more, let's see if I can scoot this down a little bit, more soreness like all over, but nothing over like a 4 pain level, and that's at the time that I need to take my meds. So that's great, because the first 24 hours was like pretty consistent 8 in pain, and it would go down to a 6 for a short period of time after I took my medicine, and then go back up to an 8, and I was really uncomfortable. I only slept like 30 minutes to an hour that whole night. We slept out in the living room on the couch because it was nice to have my legs like propped up and leaning against the couch a little bit. So Danielle stayed out here with me. The cat was so mad we never went to bed last night because he usually sleeps at the edge of our bed on a little blanket for him. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please post them below or message me on Instagram, freewater25, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I'll post back once I have something more to update. Probably want to see my scars, so I have 4 incisions. I don't know if you can see it. I have one here, my belly button one, and then one over here as well. Still definitely swollen from surgery, but not swollen from constipation anymore, so super stoked about that. Alright guys, see ya.
Poodle, say hi to Charlie.
Poodle. Poodle, 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 poodle.
That's his fan.
It's too hot.